Make sure we good. What's up, YouTube? Let's see. Yep, we good, man. So Bitcoin lost that $88,000 level. We've been talking about this 88 to 90K level, which was our last line in the sand, our last line of defense. Right now we are losing it. We're sitting at 87,231. So right now, let me pull him over here. Our big scary bear. Wait and see if anybody comes in, but for the most part, what I'm doing is I'm trying to see if we close a 4 hour. I think we got like 3 hours until the 4 hour time frame closes, and then seeing if we close a daily below this $88,000 level. That would kind of not really put a nail in the coffin for a bounce, but it wouldn't be looking good, and especially if we start closing weeklies below this $88,000 level. So a lot of people, every bounce that we had, a lot of people were saying bull market's back, bull market's back, bull market's back. Over here, we kept telling the community, we kept telling anybody who would listen, we cannot call a significant bounce, or we cannot call the bull run back on, rather, until we get reclaims of key levels. And over the past, like ever since we got that October flush out, after we start getting that, or after we got that all-time high, like the first week of October, we got that flush out, that huge liquidation event, it's just been pretty much down only, with a few pumps here and there, but no real reclaims of key levels. So like I said, we've been talking about this. If you've been following me, if you're not following me, or if you're not subscribed, make sure you come over and subscribe to the channel. We've been talking about this time and time again. We said a couple days ago, we said Bitcoin looks weak, next stop 70K. We'll talk about that now. Plan on staying in crypto. Watch this now. Some crypto psychology that we've been talking about. So make sure you guys and gals go and watch that. Bitcoin below 100,000, market cycle top indicators. And that's one thing. The market cycle top indicators have not fired off. So we've been looking at these market cycle top indicators over the past few months, like 30 of them. I look at the Pure Multiple, the Rainbow chart, and also the Pi cycle top indicator. None of those have fired off as well. So we've been kind of calling it. We've been hesitant every bounce. Everybody's been getting super bullish. We've been kind of hesitant when it comes to the market, when it comes to Bitcoin. And right now, it seems like we are playing out to the downside. What's up, Queen? Queen is here. Okay, yeah, you got your mod. You got the wrench. Good. I was making sure I did it right. So just making sure you got it. So usually we start getting people pouring in once I shared it out a couple. I'm staking the 10-year yield. Okay, yeah. Cool. Exactly. So make sure I share this out so we can get some people in here. But for the most part, we're on Bitcoin watch. We're on Bitcoin dump watch. And I have a level. I know you know about this, Queen. We had this level coming in at about 70 to 75K. If we convincingly, or if we start losing this, $88,000 level on a weekly time frame. First and foremost on this daily time frame. So we have about 7 more hours before the daily close. So we'll see if we get some sort of a bounce. So yesterday, well, see, the NASDAQ completely turned over. So we'll start over with the stock market because this is what really happened. We had that bounce. This is the weekly. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Just look at this. So we started the day out pretty green. Like we started up here. We started at 25,122, and I mean it's basically just been down only. After the bat or off the back of those Nvidia earnings, we had Nvidia coming in. It was very, very bullish. They had like beat revenue. They got like a bunch of cash on deck. And, that was something that propelled the markets for a little bit, propelled the stock market for sure. But now it seems like everything is turning over. So I'm trying to figure out if some news came out, what's going on. But I mean, everything is pretty much dumping. Stock market was up like 2% today. Now it's down almost 1%. So that's like almost a 3% swing. Let's see what else we got. The S&P is down 0.4, almost 0.5%. We got the Dow down 0.2, almost 0.3%. Where's gold? What is gold doing right now? Gold is down basically 0.6%. So we got a lot of everything just turned red. All of a sudden, everything just started to turn red. And this is the environment that we've been in. This is the environment that we've been in. And I know this is a crypto. We talk about crypto 98% of the time over here, but it's been an environment in the stock market as well. Even though the stock market has been going up, it's been signs and it's been things that showing that the stock market is very overvalued. So we're going to continue to watch this. Even if we get a pullback, I talked about this over in the Telegram. If you're not in the Telegram, make sure you come over to the Telegram, the Cool Kids Alpha Club. I'm going to make sure I have to pin it in the pin comments. I'll pin it in the chat rather. We've been talking about if we do get some sort of prolonged correction or prolonged bear market, please take advantage of it. This is not financial advice, but we definitely want to come in and take advantage of some of these moves if we continue to the downside. So let's go talk about crypto. We talk about Bitcoin. We already know the Bitcoin levels. We know what we're looking at for Bitcoin. It's just been looking very weak, very, very weak. Let me actually go to my, which chart was I looking at? I think it was this chart here. It's been looking just weak for like a month now. Every little bounce, people, like I said, people are getting bullish. But we've said we've been watching out for this $88,000 level. So right now, like I'm watching out for this $70,000 to $75,000 level, and I'm gonna start shorting altcoins. That's my thing. I don't really want to short Bitcoin, but as Bitcoin comes down, we talked about this in the Telegram too. As Bitcoin starts to come down to this 75 to 70K area, altcoins are going to bleed. So right now, Bitcoin on the day is down almost 5%. So we got Ethereum down almost 7%, XRP down 5.6%. We got Solana down almost 4%. AVAX just had some good news. I think they had like something where they the blockchain is faster now, some type of upgrade. They're still down 5%. What's up, buddy? Oh, you doing your ABCs? Mm-hmm. I like it. Okay. Daddy's live right now. I'll get back with you in a minute, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, good job. Okay. So, where will we at? So AVAX, we got Hype down. Hype has been holding pretty strong. I'm surprised Hype is still this high. I'm pretty much trying to see how low Hype is gonna go. I want to get Hype in the low 20s to the teens. If we can get Hype in the low 20s to the teens, I think that'll be a good buy because I do think Hype is gonna do well. I do think these decentralized perp exchanges are gonna do well. Chainlink is down almost 6%. We got ADA down 7%. About to breach 40 cent probably this week if we continue to go down. It's just looking bad. It's looking like a bear market. This is how I felt in 2022, to be completely honest with you. So, I mean, the casket for the bull market is slowly closing, but we're not gonna continue to fret about it. Like I said, I think the bull market is gonna be somewhere. I mean, the bear market is gonna be somewhere where we can provide or we can get some of these opportunities. So, Bitcoin. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's see if we can get some trades. So really, what I'll be trying to do is I'll be looking for bounces. I'll be looking for some trades. I'll be looking for just a certain amount of different things in the crypto market, going off Bitcoin because of course, Bitcoin is the big daddy. So we'll be watching to see how far Bitcoin goes down before we get some sort of a bounce. And until we reclaim, or if we can't reclaim that $88,000 level, every bounce from Bitcoin, and inevitably we'll get some bounces in altcoins. Those should be shorted, and those I'll short those bounces as well. So let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum is coming down to our line in the sand as well, around $2,800. So we've been talking about this $2,800 level for Ethereum for a very long time. It's been very, very important to hold this $2,800 level. As you see back here in July, when we finally broke out of this $2,800 level, it was basically off to the races, off to new all-time highs, close to 5,000. Now, if we flip that, I'll be looking for a sharp move down to about 21 to 2,200, our red area here. And like I said, these are shorting opportunities. If you are still looking to make money, a lot of people don't understand what to do when the market is very bearish. Don't understand what to do when coins are going down tremendously. If we get something like this, simple TA, I'll be targeting that 21 to $2,200 area for Ethereum. You can see back here we have just so much price action coming in at this area. So this will be something that I'm looking for. I will short Ethereum. We'll see if this happens. Like I said, if Bitcoin continues to come down, we'll be watching that, and we'll be seeing if Bitcoin continues to go down. XRP has just lost $2. So we'll see if XRP loses this. I talked about this too. I think I posted this over on X. Now look at these wicks. These wicks that we had over when we had the flush out, what was it called, when we had that liquidation event in October. I said, watch the wicks. The wicks that these coins had are a precursor to where they could potentially go in a full-fledged bear market. That's what I want people to get through their head. See this wick here? This is a wick, and it came basically perfectly down to $1, down to our level that we had, already drawn out, which is basically a huge support and resistance level that we've had drawn on this chart for a very long time. So these wicks, this is our October liquidation event wick, came down to $1. So this is, in my opinion, this is giving us a precursor as to where these coins, are potentially headed if we are in a full-fledged bear market. So I will be a buyer. This is one altcoin. It's like two altcoins that I have a little bit more conviction about when it comes to the altcoin market. It's XRP and it's Solana. So if XRP, anything under $1 for XRP is where I start accumulating. So I already hold a nice amount of XRP. I think I got an XRP. I think my average price is like 48 cents. So hopefully we don't go below there. I'll be underwater. But if we do, I think XRP will stand the test of times. I think XRP will be around. And we have our cool zone. This is our cool zone here, which we like to call it. So anything, we'll actually move it up. So anything below $1 is our cool zone. This would be our accumulation zone, our major accumulation zone. And we do have this level here coming in at about $1.30 to $1.35. We'll pick up a little bit here, possibly pick up a little bit at $1. And like I said, anything under $1, I feel like I'll go a little bit heavier. I'm not going super heavy on altcoins when it comes to accumulating. I'm accumulating mainly Bitcoin, but I will be accumulating XRP and Solana. And let's take that same logic. So this one already is taking out its low. So the low for its October liquidation event was $1 or $141. Took that out. So we have this $125 area. This is probably, if the market starts to go down, Bitcoin starts to get in the low 80s to the high 70s to the low 70s. Of course, we're going to start taking this out for Solana. So we'll be looking at Solana. Anything under 100, we'll start to buy Solana a little bit heavier. That's really what I'm looking for. Andrew Cameron, what's up? Appreciate you for stopping by. We just had a really quick impromptu live stream as Bitcoin is coming down. Didn't feel like making a video. I said I'll just go live. I feel like I need to go live a lot more. It takes a lot more time to create a video, edit it, put it out, upload it, do all that. I don't have that much time no more. So I'm gonna go live a lot more, and then we'll go from there. So basically what I'm talking about is looking at some levels from our October liquidation event. And that's giving us a precursor as to where a lot of these coins could potentially go. Solana has already taken out its October. Let's actually zoom in. October liquidation event low, which was coming in at we'll say about $140. Right now it's at 131. So the levels that we have drawn out for Solana is that $100 level. If we breach this 125, then I might take this short. I'm not taking a short here. If we do get some sort of a bounce, maybe you can come. If we come down to 125, we can take a long back up to like 160 to create some sort of a lower high like this. Let's say we do come down, create a lower high here, and then maybe continue our path down to lower than $100. We have that lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So we'll be watching. We're just watching. We're basically on watch. Not shorting yet. That's the thing. I'm not shorting yet. Want to see how this daily candle closes, and then ultimately, if things are still looking grim during the weekly close, then we'll start to really take advantage of some of these altcoin moves to the downside, and take some of those profits and buy some more Bitcoin as Bitcoin goes down. Next, let's actually talk about what else? Like ADA. I sold all my ADA around 55 to 50 cents. So I was in since like I think 11 or 13 cent. I have to look at my average cost. I'm not bullish or bearish on ADA, and when I don't have any type of forecast, then that means I need to get out. I like Charles Hoskinson. I think they have a future. I don't think it's going anywhere. But, like I said, I wanted to get out and have some dry powder on the sideline. So I actually posted that. Let me see. I actually posted this not too long ago talking about selling. Mostly all my moves I've been posting about. Let me see. Where is it at? Here we go. I'm selling ADA right here. I'm selling ADA even though the fundamentals have never been more bullish. So that was a month ago. So I gave the community a heads up about what I was going to do with ADA. So I end up doing it like I said I was. But like I said, what we're watching, if you're new or if you just joined the stream, we're watching for a lot of these October liquidation event wicks to get filled. So this is coming in at 27 cents. And this is a huge, like, if you look to your left, if you look at ADA and look to the left around that 27 to 25 to 27 cent, this is a huge area, huge area that we've been playing with for support and resistance over the past, what's this? This was September 2023, 2022. So this area here is very, very, very likely to be hit in a bear market, potentially lower, but I will be looking at any coin that I look at, I will look to my left to see what has acted as support, what has been a major support and resistance area in the past. And then once we get to that, or if we start to, let's say we start trickling down, we get a bounce, another little high here, we start coming down, this would be the area if I was accumulating ADA to really start going heavier. So you can accumulate on the way down. You definitely can accumulate on the way down. So I would accumulate on the way down, and just using ADA for an example, we can even draw it out. So if you know how to draw out, and this is how I accumulate. So I'll look at some different support and resistance lines, and then I'll just deploy at those wicks or at those, or at those important levels. So if we come down a little bit more, 40 cent, then we have some around 35 cents. So probably every 5 to 10 cent down for ADA, I would accumulate, but I would also hold a little bit, just in case we get some massive move, all the way down past that 25 to 27 cent area, and start to try to come and take some of this, some of this liquidity out, or some of these support and resistance areas in the teens. That would be, I think that would be a good pickup for ADA, because I do think ADA will bounce hard from there. Not saying it will go back to all-time highs, but I would definitely be looking out if that did that. So let's go back to Bitcoin, see what Bitcoin is doing. And so what happened and how I came up with my thesis, a lot of people was talking about, the 50-week moving average, or I think it's the 50-week moving average. Some people were talking about the bull market support band. Me personally, I just pulled this start of the macro bull trend. I just pulled this line, and I just did simple support and resistance, a simple trend line back from when the trend actually started, which was October of 2023. End of September 2023, going into October 2023. We just been bouncing, holding this as support. And when we came down and hit this level here, which acted as major support, we had our upper sloping trend line. We also had our horizontal. I drew this line. That's when I really drew the line out. And this is how we came up with our 94 to 95K level coming here. We lost that. And then we said our last line of defense is this 88 to 90K level that, if you look to your left, has been acting as a major as our support and resistance level. So, I mean, I'm not really doing any like trading TA right now when it comes to, it's not really too hard to trade. Like it's going down. It's going down. You sell the rip. So right now we've lost a key important key level for Bitcoin. So with that being said, I know if we continue to lose this, we continue to go down, altcoins are going to bleed even harder. So what I would do is, if we come down for Bitcoin, this is my thought process. If we come down for Bitcoin, let's move this out the way actually. So if we continue to come down for Bitcoin, since this is my line that we lost, I would look for something like this. A retest of this $88,000 level, give or take, then that. So once that happened, if this happens, now I'm like, okay, now I'm going to these altcoins and I'm shorting TF out of these altcoins. So that's what I'm really looking at. So a lot of people are already in shorts. So I would probably continue to hold them, like especially if you, what's this? Aave. Let me look at something that I would be potentially shorting. Something that really hasn't. Chainlink. Let's look at Chainlink. I like Chainlink for the future. But see, Chainlink already came up, retested this $16.50 level, and now it's coming to an area of support. And I already have a line here. Don't remember when I drew this, but I can just extend this line out and see that now we're hitting some sort of a support area. So what I would look for, my trading is really, really simple. Really, really simple. And I only take my setups. I don't go through all these crazy mathematical equations, all these technicals or these indicators and things like that. I use indicators from time to time for confluence, but for the most part, if there's a clear-cut direction or clear-cut momentum or sentiment in the market, then it makes it a lot easier for me to trade. So the market conditions right now are for shorts. So if it came up, or if we lost this, came back up to retest that area, then we will be aiming for what we talked about, which was our October liquidation event wick, to take out this liquidation event wick, which is coming in about $8. So, I mean, that's all I'm looking for. You can just do this on any coin that I pick. Let's just randomly pick something that I've, virtual. I like virtual. So our October wick is coming in at 25 cents. I mean, this would be a huge drawdown. Let's actually draw out some. So we have some support and resistance line here. Just draw them out. Support and resistance line here. And then we have just a little bit right here. But for the most part, I'm not going to even draw that. So this is how I would look at this. To come down here, lose that, retest. This is coming back into this range here. So usually once you get accepted back into a range, if you're coming back using it as support to resistance, you probably go back to the bottom of the range, and the bottom of the range is coming in at 50 cents. And probably, losing this, I think we could come, and then that would be how we could take out our October wick. So getting back in this range, losing that, might bounce here for a minute, but then losing this range would be the way to get our October 16th liquidation wick filled. What's up, baby? Sorry, my baby, my son keeps coming. Yeah, son.
I did all my ABCs.
You did all the ABCs?
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you. Good job. Okay, I'll be out in a minute, okay? So that's what I'm looking at for a lot of these coins. That's what I'm looking at for mostly all the coins. But like I said, it's all predicated, or it's all determined on what Bitcoin is doing. So right now I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if we get a 4-hour close, more importantly, a daily close, and then that'll be what? So we'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be key. Sunday will be very key. If we can't reclaim this $88,000 level before Sunday, then, I feel like that will close the curtain on the bull run, and it'll also be the second week that we close below that 50 week moving average. So be careful out there. Everybody be careful out there. What are you guys saying? Liquidity imminent. Yeah, buy the dip. I like soul strength again against this Bitcoin level. Would love to see 131 hold again. Watch for a 5-minute if we can hold. Let's go to soul and see what you're talking about. So this 131. Let's see. Let me delete some of my lines. Andrew. Yeah, so I basically got a level. So, I mean, when I look at levels, it's a level coming in right where we're at. So we did get a double bottom on the daily here. So that is pretty strong at this 100. And so we got at 129, we got a nice little double bottom on the daily. And we had some nice little pumps. You know, if you've been trading, if you scalping, or if you're doing some type of trading within this, you know, we'll say 129 to 140, you can make some money. So right now, we're looking to take these. If you take these, like you said, you take these 129, 130, 131 level out, I think we come back into our 125, and then, you know, inevitably, as the market continues to go down, we'll lose that. You know, it's only inevitable that if Bitcoin continues to go down, Solana will go down. It might not go down as fast, you know, but I think it'll go down. But like you said, this area that it's at right now, we did get a couple bounces. What day was this? We got a bounce on Monday from this level. Then we got another bounce on Tuesday, this nice double bottom. Then we made a higher low here on Wednesday, and another higher low on today. So we'll see. I don't like this wick, though. I definitely don't like this wick. We came and popped up. Bulls tried to take us above 145, and then we got rejected. So we're making this. It's not really a shooting star type candle, but it is showing that, you know, the bulls are not showing a lot of strength at this area. So looks like, let's actually see what's going on over here. Let's look at looks like momentum is coming down. Looks like we do have money flow very thick in the red on the daily as well. Doesn't look like it's curving up. Looks pretty flat. Money flow still looks a little flat. Money flow is curving down on the 4 hour for Solana. Let's go to the hourly. Money flow curving down on the hourly. So I would expect Solana, like I said, looking at this wick, looking at this candle, and then looking at money flow, I don't know if it's gonna hold. Like I said, we had these nice double bottoms, but, you know, we'll continue to watch. Good job, So yeah, yep, 125. Then that 121 area, yeah. So this is my whole area for Solana, Andrew. We got that 125, and then the bottom side of that area is coming in. I got at 121 perfectly. So we're aligned when it comes to our TA on that one, Andrew. So lose that, I think, you know, $100 would be a big psychological level as well as a big technical level for Solana. Anything around or under 100, I think I'm gonna accumulate a little bit harder for Solana, because I do think Solana, I feel like Solana has a future, to be completely honest with you. I don't know. I'm not sure about 97% of these altcoins, but it's like a handful of altcoins that I kind of know is going to be around, stand the test of times. Solana is one, especially now they got an ETF and things like that. So I think I'm going to accumulate a little bit of Solana, and then, like I said, anything under 100. And if we start to just really go down, which, I mean, who knows how far we can go down. We have to go backwards and see. I mean, yeah, this 90 to $100 area is very important, because after that, it's just, we have nothing but, we have a huge gap down to about $50. So that would be another 50% drop if we lost that. So, I mean, that would be a gift. Solana at $50, oh yeah, count me in. I would probably load the boat on Solana if that happens. But back to, no, let's look at we talked about Ethereum a little bit. Any altcoins you guys are looking at? Any altcoins? For the most part, we're gonna get out of here a little bit soon, but I wanted to just go live really quick, just to give a little quick market update, see how the community is doing, see how the community is faring. Looks like we are starting to come down a little bit more for Bitcoin. Where are we at right now? 186,512. Let's go to the hourly. So yeah, we're not getting any type of significant bounce from this area. So like I said, I'll be looking for us to potentially close below that $88,000 area today on a daily time frame. So that's pretty much it. Queen, I appreciate you stopping by. We had Andrew stop in. I know a couple other people will probably watch it after we get off the live. So yeah, just, you know, stay solvent. Make sure you are staying well-rounded in these markets. We will go up eventually, but it might be a little rocky road until, you know, for the foreseeable future. But I feel like, you know, Bitcoin will be, as low as Bitcoin goes, it can go to 70, 60, 50, 40, wherever it goes. I think in the next year and a half, Bitcoin will be at, you know, past 100, back 200, 300. Who knows how high it could go? 400. I got some people coming on the channel that have definitely some good TA talking about how high Bitcoin will probably go after we get our low of our bull cycle or our bear market cycle. So we'll continue to watch that. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you are new, if you stopped in, if you're watching the recording, make sure you like and subscribe. And we'll be back a little bit later for a dedicated video. Like I said, I wanted to go live, make sure everybody was doing okay. It's 12:38 Eastern time right now, so I'm gonna go take a nice break, and then I'll be back to the charts to see if we close this 4-hour candle below 88, and then I could probably start to take some scalp shorts in some of these altcoins. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Have a good one. Peace.